Race 3 of the day saw the LGB Formula 1300s take the track. Ajay Kinney dominated the race from the start and took the win ahead of last year's LGB Formula 4 champion S. Narendran. Chetan Korada and Gautam Parekh had a great battle for third place, with Korada getting the better of Parekh.
Yesterday I qualified on pole and second was Naren and third was Mohit and so on. So at least 4 to 5 guys have already raced with them earlier, so I know the way of driving, the racing and strategy as well. So my only aim was to get clean on C1 and C2, and then if I get through to that, I know the car was quick and I really had the pace so I can pull on.
For the first race, I started fourth, and like I told you, I had gear issues. So when I was shifting from first to second, I missed my gear and I lost a lot of position. So I fell down to about 10th or 11th in the first lap. But then again, it was a hard fight, and at C3, normally everybody has a tendency to be on the inside of the track, but I went on the outside and I again overtook about 6-7 cars and I was back to third.
The fire-breathing MRF Formula 1600s took to the track for the last race of the day. 16-year-old Tarun Reddy, last year's runner-up, was on pole position ahead of defending champion G. Vikash Anand. Reddy had a slow start and in an unconventional move, cut across Anand, forcing him to back off. After the cars hit C1, Reddy from there on was unbeatable as he set fastest lap after fastest lap to take the checkered flag with ease. Advait Deodhar tried to give him a chase, but after a while simply lacked the pace. Deodhar finished second, with Lee Keshav overtaking Siddharth Trivelor in the final lap to take third place.
I had a pretty good start actually, so did Vikash. Tarun squeezed him onto the grass, so I took advantage of that, so Vikash fell behind me. Karthik had, as usual, again, bomber of a start. He was right up alongside me into the first corner, but I just kept my foot down. I somehow went around the outside because I didn't want to get stuck, but then Tarun had run away, and then after that it was pretty much me and Tarun for the rest of the race.
Reddy was summoned to the steward's room after the race as his unconventional move at the start was under heavy scrutiny. A penalty here or there could cause the brilliant driver not just to lose his position, but also the race. Not an ideal start to the season. 6 more races to go, and as the drivers get ready to go back out onto the track, the very air in the pit lane seems to be tense. The losses need to be avenged, the time needs to be made, the speeds need to be higher, and the pride needs to be salvaged. Over to the track. Pride indeed was a matter of import for the young Tarun Reddy. The stewards had come to a decision about his incident with G. Vikash Anand in race 1 of the MRF Formula 1600s. Reddy's unconventional move saw Anand go off the track at the start, and after investigating the matter, earned him a 90-second penalty. It also cost him his win in race 1 and gave him a start from P7 for race 2. The young driver had a lot to deal with just after the first race of the season.
It's my mistake in a way, but I got a big time penalty for that. But that's that. And then I immediately forgot about it for race 2 because I started 7th and I knew I had to work my way up. So I immediately concentrated on that.
In the first race of day 2, Gautam Parekh put in a brilliant performance to hold off Ajay Kinney and won race 2 of the LGB Formula 1300s. Both drivers had a hard race-long battle, and in the end, Parekh beat Kinney by 0.2 of a second in one of the closest races of the weekend. Chetan Korada got his second podium and finished in third place.
Second race was P1 today for me, and I made sure that I have a good start, and I was P1 right from the beginning. And on the third lap, Ajay started fourth, and he was right behind me on my tail for the next 6 laps. It was a really hard-fought race, There was pressure on me all through.
Arjun Narendran continued his stellar form in race 2 of the Indian touring cars and looked unbeatable despite being one of the youngest on a grid of seasoned veterans. Narendran won race 2 comfortably ahead of seasoned campaigners like B. Vijay Kumar in second place and Raja Ram in third. In the Superstock category, it was a close-fought win for B. Bala Vijay, who was chased down by Joel Joseph for most of the race, but held him off well. Kashyap Kapadia came in third place.
I had a good start, so I could pull away. And then there were a little back markers like the Superstock, so I had to overtake them. Yeah, otherwise it was a good race. Yeah.
I was expecting there should be some competition, at least for the first 5 laps, but I didn't get to find the competition from the lap 1 and the turn 2 itself, so I started taking a run on the first lap itself.
Next up was the IJTC race. Feroz Khan took the lead into the first corner and did not look back as he made it a perfect weekend with 3 wins out of 3. Dr. Senthil managed to keep up with Feroz for the first couple of laps but could not match his pace and finished in a comfortable second position. Ashish Ramaswamy gave Dr. Senthil a hard chase and finished just behind him in third place. Race 2 of the MRF Formula 1600 just started to form up behind me. Tarun Reddy, who was penalized 90 seconds in the first race, is out for blood. And Advait Deodhar, because of a reverse grid start, starts in fourth place. This race will be very interesting. Race 2 of the MRF 1600s was a reverse grid start. Niranjan Todkari started on the pole, but lost his lead to Siddharth Trivelor at the start itself. Tarun Reddy, who started 7th in an insane move, jumped to the second place at the third corner of the first lap. He managed to pass 3 cars going into C2 and slotted himself in second place. He soon passed Trivelor as well to take the race lead and went on to hold it till the checkered flag was waved. Advait Deodhar took second place after he got past Trivelor when the latter made a mistake towards the fag end of the race.
I started 7th for the race. I didn't get the best of starts off the line, but I just kept my foot down going into the first corner. And I managed to get a run on 3 drivers in front of me, and I just went for it. I went on all 4 of them going into turn 2, which put me in second or third at that point. And I passed the driver in ahead, and I was catching the driver in front. And then lap 2, I did him around the outside going into turn 4.
Out of nowhere, I see Tarun Reddy diving into C2. Great move. Luckily, I saw him because I almost turned in, but I saw him last minute because he made like a last minute dive. Got through, and then it was then I passed Lee in the corner after that, and then it was Siddharth, Tarun and myself. Tarun overtook him after the straight, and then it was Siddharth holding me back for 2 laps. I tried to put as much pressure on him as possible, and ultimately I was quicker than him, but he was defending very well, so I couldn't pass him. And then ultimately I put a lot of pressure on him and into the D. Unfortunately, he spun. Luckily, he went straight and he didn't go backwards, because otherwise I'd have straight out T-boned him. That would have ended both our races, so luckily that was avoided.
So this afternoon was an excellent race for me. I started in second position, made it up to the first position, I think by the end of the first corner or so. I think there was a lot of action again happening behind me, but Tarun made a brilliant start and he drove brilliantly to pass me. I think it was on the second lap, and then I think on the 7th lap or something I made a mistake in second. I spun twice, did 2 360s, somehow managed to come back on the track. I ended up in 5th and I recovered to finish 3rd.
Arjun Narendran once again reigns supreme in race 3 of the Indian Touring Cars with a convincing win over Ashish Ramaswamy. Vidyut Iyer managed to hold on to 3rd position to take the final step of the podium. B. Balavijay took his 3rd win of the weekend in the Super Stock category ahead of Joel Joseph and Chandresh Tolia.
Third race, I thought again I'm going to get stuck, but unlucky, the Super Saloon got stuck in between here and there. It wasn't less till half a lap on the very first lap of the race start. Following that, it was a cakewalk for me. I took it really light. I was filling out a east of my pace. I took it easy and saved my tyres for all the 3 races with 4 tyres alone given for this weekend. Really happy to complete the race in first.
The final race of the weekend was the MRF Formula 1600s, and Tarun Reddy led from pole to checkered flag and took a comfortable win. Behind him, there was a terrific showdown between Advait Deodhar and last year's champion G. Vikash Anand, who finally got his engine problems sorted out. Deodhar managed to hold on, but Anand put constant pressure throughout the race.
Starting on 3rd with a new engine, without the engine, we haven't run the engine yet, and the engine hasn't settled in, so it was really hard for me to push. I wasn't doing the lap times which I usually do. So it was I was driving on my limit, to be precise. Driving on the car's limit. It was it looks like the car really managed to finish well.
It's been really close racing, and That's what it is all about. I mean, and at a national racing championship, we here at the FMSCI are here into its 18th edition, and we've been, as you know, organizing racing for about 50, 60 years. The minute we find close racing on the circuit, okay, that means it's the start of a great season.
The start of the season has been a very eventful weekend. The champions have shined, but there have been losses as well. And there are some great drivers who are nursing wounds. There's a full season of racing ahead of us and tons of adrenaline. We leave you with our selection of awesomeness from the National Racing Championships opening weekend.